Okay, guys, welcome back to Blue Rose. The next morning, my mind is hazy from the chaotic mess of dreams I have had all through the night. I sigh and shield my eyes against the morning sunlight with my arm. When did I start sleeping this badly? I get up and adjust myself. My wounds are looking better, and I can move more easily now. Maybe Mary's tea really is that amazing. Just as I reach out for the door handle to the kitchen, I'm in my fight with Tobias yesterday and hesitate. Do I really want to talk with him now? Why am I suddenly so worried about facing that man in the first place? It's not like his opinion matters on what I have, does it? Still, I sit in there for a couple of seconds before taking a deep breath, collecting myself, then I finally open the door. Good morning, Tobias. Yeah, good morning. Tobias is unsociable as usual when I enter the kitchen. He sits at the table, not looking up at greeting. It looks like I'm early today. He hasn't even finished his own breakfast. It definitely doesn't suit him. I sit down in a chair opposite of him, getting ready to eat. My heart is beating a little faster than usual at the tension in the air, but I try to act like nothing has happened. Don't mind me, just continue what you are doing. He obviously intends to do just that. Oh, if he keeps quiet, then at least I won't get another fight with him. I resign myself to spend the morning in silence when I knock on the door interrupts the peace. What? Tobias looks almost as surprised as I do. I guess he's not used to having people visiting, at least not at this hour. When neither of us gets the time to get out of our chairs before the door opens on its own. Sorry for intruding. Gavin enters with a grin on his face, while Tobias looks like someone just emptied a bucket of cold water over him. Oh, you're not done eating yet? Great timing. What do you want? What's with that greeting? I came to keep you company, of course. Company? Yeah, I felt sorry for the lady having to spend such a great morning in this depressing company, so I thought I would stop by to liven things up. That's not really necessary. Uh-oh, it looks like Tobias is reaching his limit. Now, I'm sure he means well. Of course I do. Gavin enters the kitchen completely disregarding Tobias' obvious discontent. Then he places a large basket on the table. Look, I even got something good from Erin. She was worried that Tobias wasn't feeding his guests well, so she told me to bring this. So even Erin is in on this? Gavin brings out the food from the basket. I must say, Erin's cooking does look much more inviting than Tobias' bread and cheese, even if it does seem a little extravagant for just breakfast. There is enough for 3 people here. Of course, I told you that I came to keep you company. Please leave now. But we haven't eaten yet. Oh, I see. You just want the lady for yourself, don't you? What? Tobias' blood is boiling. He clenches his fist in a last desperate attempt to keep his anger in check. No, just get out already. I refuse. This isn't good. This isn't even Gavin's house. Should he really be acting like this here? Fine. Tobias sets his hand on the table and rises from his chair. And then I'm leaving. He picks up his bow and quiver from the corner, preparing to escape out into the forest. Stop him. He hasn't touched his food yet, not even a meal before him. Gavin should be satisfied. I feel sorry for him being chased out of his own home like this, even if he is rude. And after he spent last night eating outside as well. No, Tobias, stay here. Tobias glares sullenly back at me, as surprised I even said anything. Why, you two should do fine on your own. I want you to stay here. After all, I can't let my host be chased out like this. Toby hesitates for a moment, and then he glares at Gavin. Don't look at me. You should at least stay when a lady asks you to. Erin even went to the trouble of cooking for you. At least appreciate her effort. Fine. Annoyed, he dumps the equipment and returns to the table. It's almost comical how he stubbornly refuses to look at Gavin as he sits down to eat his breakfast. Comical and a little charming. Gavin pays no mind as he cheerfully takes into Erin's cooking. His attitude clearly shows that he sees this as another victory. Well, this has turned out to be an interesting morning. Huh. Ooh, my Pepsi's getting flat. We already know who's in the forest, but let's go to the mountains. This time, I decide to head up to the rocky path leading higher up into the mountains east of the village. After walking for a little while and only taking a few turns, the town has already disappeared. Out of sight behind me, the vegetation gets sparse in places, but the mountains still feel just as full of life as the rest of the area. Soon, a faint clucking sound leads me to a small stream running past. If I continue all the way down to the river, running not far from the town itself, I stop for a moment and look down at the water, my own reflection looking back at me. And that's when I noticed in out of the corner of my eye, a shadow reflected on the water near my image, a large one even, looking almost reptilian. I cast the stick back before it twirling around. Memories of the dragon flashed in my mind, and I had my sword in hand before even realizing it. Nothing. my heart still pounding in my chest as I look around. The traces of what I saw reflected in the string, but nothing as large and imposing as the dragon could be seen anywhere. Was it really nothing? I stay there in full alert, trying to control my breathing, waiting for any sign that something is there with me. But I still feel no shadows of beasts in hiding or hear any sounds of large creatures moving away. Just a bird chirping from the cliff above me before batting its wings to fly away. I shake my head and cast a glance down at the stream again. The running water reflects nothing but the distorted shadows of rocky surroundings. Maybe I could be seeing things. Maybe the encounter with the dragon had a greater effect on me than I thought. Maybe. Still unsettled by the situation, I sheathed my sword and decided to follow the path back down it, but these suddenly unsettling surroundings behind me. We can go to the lake. I once again leave the village behind and trek upwards towards the clearing by the lake. Somehow I am at peace in this place. I can't really describe it. It's a perfect place to unwind and do a meditation. But I only just reached the tree line when I hear an unfitting sound coming from the quiet forest ahead of me. Ooh. It is loud, a sharp, terrible, familiar sound I haven't heard in a while. The sound of swords clashing. A fight? Who would be fighting here? My heart beats faster as I immediately enter a state of alertness. My hand reaches towards the handle of my sword as I dash in the direction of the sound. Soon I reach the clearing, my eyes widen as I see the figure appearing before my eyes. I almost feel my heart come to an abrupt halt for a second that seems to take forever to pass. A man touches out the bushes and trees, spinning around, sword ready in hand. He eyes the tree from which just emerged. He has long, bluish hair and wears a familiar white and blue uniform. A sight makes me stop in my track. Simon! The man turns his head in surprise and looks at me. For a second, our eyes meet. Then someone else comes from out of nowhere. Look out! Ah! I shoot forward, but I can't reach him in time. Fortunately, Simon sees him too and raises his sword in defense. Because of the distraction, he only barely manages to ward off the blow and push it back. My surprise is only magnified as I realize whom he is fighting. Gavin? Gavin doesn't waste a moment, continues to ward in order to exploit his opponent's weakness. The certain look of hostility and determination on his face is new to me. And I get away from here. Simon calls out a warning, get me, as he tries to defend himself for the next attack. When something happens. When I mention the name, Gavin hesitates for a second, and as he realizes I am standing there, not far away watching. I gather my energies inside me, concentrating them in my hand, as I grab a small knife from inside my coat. Stop! I swing my arms in a wide horizontal arc as I shout, sending the knife flying. A faint blue light glows at its edges as it shoots forward with a great speed, only just missing the tip of Gavin's nose before digging deep into the trunk of the tree on the other side. Gavin leads back to avoid attack, once again creating some distance between the two. Lena, both of you stop this right now. He hesitates. Simon regains his posture and stands ready with his sword, eyes directed only at Gavin. What are you doing, Gavin? I walk towards the two men. I see, with a dark look on his face, Gavin shoots his sword. He doesn't look at me. Lena, do you know this man? Ignoring his question, I simply approach Simon to confirm that he is alright. What happened? Where are the others? Simon falls silent. Even though his guard is now lowered, he still glances at Gavin in obvious dislike of his presence. I'm happy to see that you are alive, Lena. We have to talk, but not here. Yes. I also turn at Gavin, who's watching us with his arms crossed. You're taking them there? The village, I nod. I see. Then Gavin turns around on the spot and leaves without another word. For a moment, I'm tempted to stop him. I have no idea what good it would do or what I should say. To be honest, my mind is a mess, and I hardly know up or down about the situation at all. Come with me. I know a safe place. Okay. I can tell by the look on Simon's face. Hey, just got a trophy. Or achievement. Steam achievement. Sorry about that. I can tell by the look on Simon's face that he's just as surprised as the existence of this village as I. We walk slowly in between the buildings while he looks around with disbelief. I got the hiccups. Nothing was supposed to be up here, that was certain. In my mind, I began to wonder how certain something like this could actually be. Did we expect these mountains to always stay empty and untouched because how difficult they were to travel through? This way, we could talk here. We enter Erin's small inn. She's busy with work there as she always, as she sees me come in. But without expression freezes as she notices the stranger following me. She stares at him without a word. Erin is a Simon. He was one of the people who was with me before we got separated. Simon steps forward and nods and greets as he greets Aaron. Hello. You found one of them. Aaron finally sits up again and regains her usual smile. I'm take a seat, you must be tired. We need to talk for a bit. Aaron nods and turns around to return to her chores. She sends Simon another hesitating glance before leaving us. There's so much I want to ask, so much I need to know. My thoughts are so confused after finally seeing Simon again. I'm not even sure what to say. And Gavin, what on earth was going on when I met them? Talk to Simon. What happened back there in the forest? You know him? The man I was fighting? Simon repeats his question from before with a skeptical look. Well, he lives here. He lives here, a Hellenian soldier. My train of thought stopped abruptly as I hear Simon's words. Wait, what? Gavin's a Hellenian soldier, and that's when he hits me. I remember the time I saw his sword. Now I realize what the crest on the scabbard had seemed familiar. How could I forget? We are still in tandems, are we not? Yes, we are. That man attacked me out of nowhere in the forest, and I naturally defended myself. Then you appeared. Gavin attacked him just like that? If he really is a soldier from the other side of the border, it means they are enemies without question, even me. My, what's with the grave atmosphere? One last chug of a flat Pepsi. Okay. Interrupts as she approaches us from the kitchen. I don't think she has heard our conversation, but the dark mood would be obvious to anyone. She puts her plate by Simon's seat and smiles kindly with just that. She disappears out in the back once again. I wonder if Aaron is aware about what Gavin really is, and what having all three of us here means. I turn to Simon, who's sitting down once again. I wonder how he has spent these past days out there. I am happy to see that you are well. I was worried that I was the only survivor. What about the others? Simon's expression darkness, and I immediately feel my heart sink. Well, we are the only ones left. I'm sorry. Leon was taken by the dragon. There's no doubt that he died right there. I found Aiken's body nearby afterwards. What about Lady Adele? Her horse was lying near the edge of the cliff. There was a lot of blood. I could tell whether it was on the horse or the both of them. There was no body, so she has either probably fallen off the cliff like you did, or the dragon took her away as well. No. Adele, I saw her at the edge of the cliff before it started off on the back of her panicked, desperate horse. No, I was supposed to have protected her. My promise, our entire mission. We need to continue to care and... Simon looks at me as if he didn't really see me until now, and his voice trails off. You're hurt. Oh, something serious. I am ready if needed. When I saw you being thrown off that cliff, I'm sure you were dead as well. I feel a slight sting in my chest at those words. You seem to take quite damage from that incident. That journey back would be a tough one. Normally I wouldn't hesitate for us to leave right away, but we should make sure you're in the right shape first. He sighs and looks away in deep thought, obviously brooding about our current situation. Let's just stay here for a couple of days and gain your strength. I don't like postponing our journey, but it's necessary. Alright. For now, you should eat and recover. Aaron appears through the doors once again. Where will you stay? We will take a camp outside the village. Camp? I thank you for your hospitality, but I must. Your camp is silly. We can lend you a room here. We have one upstairs that isn't used. Besides, Lena's already housed. Housed? I've been staying in a cottage just outside the village. It's owned by a hunter named Tobias. He's the one who found me and brought me here. Anyways, you don't look too sharp. I'll get the... What? You don't look too sharp? That's rude. I'll get the room ready for you, free of charge. Where you spend your daytime hours is irrelevant to me. But I want to know you can at least find a shelter under a roof. This is supposed to be an inn anyway, so guests should be welcome. Simon, she's right. You should rest before anything else. He hesitates, but thing is, and with a sigh. This is awkward being told that by you. Thank you, Aaron. That is very kind. I'm only doing that because you're an acquaintance of Lena's. Aaron leaves us once again. The room falls silent. I feel all the questions I want to ask pile up inside of me. Simon is still there, right in front of me. He is alive. It's something I had almost given up hope for. Where has he been? What has he done all the time? What should we do now? I suppress the urge to open my mouth. After all, I already know what I need to do. Wait and follow orders. I'll leave you to it. Yes, you probably should rest your mind. Or rest yourself. We'll discuss this later, and we can both consider our situation with a fresh mind. Yes. Now that we are alone, he looks awfully tired. His uniform is dirty and worn, and bears a few bloodstains, probably his own from the fight against the dragon. I turn around and leave through the door. Once inside, I stop trying to collect my thoughts. Simon is here. He survived, but everyone else is gone. The lady disappeared, probably thrown aside somewhere by the dragon. Do we go to her home country and tell him why we let the ambassador die on our mission initiated by us? Do we go back to report? No, this isn't up to me. Looking up, it feels as if the sky has darkened along with my mood. Gray skies are recovering the sun, and the smell of rain is in the air. I knew this mission was pointless, if only I had never left. I began to walk down the street, but as I passed the corner of an inn, I figure standing there catches my eye, and I get stuck in my tracks. It's Erin. She's standing in the shadows, her back leaning up against the wooden wall of her inn. There is a strange distant look on her face. I heard you all talking. She must have been standing on just the other side of the wall, listening before the room. I guess it's given that she would have heard something in the end. I am not, she hesitates before finishing a sentence as if looking for words. I trust you, Lena. Don't ask me why, but I do. I call it naive, but I trust you. Then she turns her back on me and heads back into the village alley between the buildings, probably towards the back entrance. She didn't look at me once while speaking. Trust me? What is she talking about? We hardly know each other, and here she says something like that? What is the problem with everyone here? Soon I found myself standing in the dripping rain, confused with the unexplainable feelings of being lost. What happened? Why does it feel like everything just changed so much? With a sigh, I turn around and return to the cottage. Day 6. The sun is shining yet again. I open my eyes and hear the peaceful chirping of the birds outside as they enjoy the clear skies after a night of rain. My head is still a mess, and I only vaguely remember the strange, confused dreams I had while sleeping. I don't feel rested at all. I'm tired. I get out of my bed and dress myself as usual. I equip my sword and prepare for the day. Tobias has left early once again, and the cottage is quiet. I look out the window while thinking back on my reunion with Simon, and the things he told me. Images from our battle against the dragon fly through my mind. Flashes of my comrades being trashed into the ground and killed in mere seconds. For a moment, I can't tell the difference between what I really saw and what I am making based up on someone's story. Annoyed, I shake my head to chase the thoughts away. Oh wait, what? What's gotten into you? I decide to leave the cottage and head behind and head into town. As I leave through the door, I see Tobias coming back from the forest. He is carrying 2 dead hares on a string, and was off from this morning's hunt. Tobias! What? You have to patrol through the forest, don't you? Like when you found me. Yes, although I don't often go that far. What about the area where you found me? Did you see someone else fall? What about the area where you found me? Did you see someone else beneath the cliff back then? Another woman? No, I didn't find anyone other than you. I already told you before. It didn't seem like anyone had been there. No, I'm sure. You were the only one lying around back there. I see. Thank you. Neither Simon nor Tobias have found any trace of Lady Adele, as only her horse was lying on the edge of the cliff. But that dragon had really picked her up and thrown her somewhere like it had done with Leon. Tobias just stands there for a moment and watches me, as if waiting for me to say something more. Then he approaches me again. Yes? Nothing. I'll have to bring these in. With that, he leaves me behind. I head towards the inn right away. Simon's the only one in the immediate area as I enter. Good morning, sir. Now with that again, since we're the only ones here, it's unnecessary to treat me that way. He says the bridge is migrating off as usual. It makes me relieved to experience such a familiar scene again. How was the room? Fine. I didn't see even a shadow of the owner, so that left me in peace. I must say, though, the mere presence of this place still haunts me. I know what you mean. I felt like that, too. You felt like that? I guess we can't know anything that happens within our borders. Yes, that is troublesome now, since we expected this area to be empty and uninhabitable. But this time, maybe we should say we're lucky that we were mistaken. Otherwise, even we could be dead by now. It seems so. It's an interesting question now, isn't it? Is this place a blessing or a curse? Even Erin appears through the door to the kitchen. It looks like she's in the middle of her morning chores. Oh, hello. We need to talk we need to talk to the one in charge here. Can you direct me to him? The chief, but he's not here. He's out of town. Is there someone else he's taking place while he's gone? Someone else we can talk to? The door opens us behind us. Someone else enters, breaking off Erin's sentence. Tobias. I turn around and see Tobias enter the inn. He stops and stares at us. He sees me and Simon. You should talk to Tobias. Who are you? I'm sorry for imposing. My name is Simon Cullen, Templar of Thames. As you are probably already aware, we are in a problematic situation now. I would like to ask for the assistance of the people in this town and send a message back to our capital, Lice. No. No one here is going to help you fight your war. Our war. This town lies in the kingdom of Thames. That makes this your war as well. So you're older than me to do it? Tobias, please, we don't need any more of this right now. Of this? What is this? Just a game to you? Forget trying to drag this town and all of us into your mess. Let it go, Lena. We may have to ask too much after all. It is clear that we cannot expect any aid from him. Good, and I'll take my leave. No matter what Tobias came here to do in the first place, he quickly makes sure to leave it behind. Aaron, I am sorry to end it like this again. Don't worry about it. You're in a difficult situation after all. She smiles and leaves the room. Simon doesn't take notice to us as he's deep in thought about what just happened. His face looks so serious as if covered in a dark cloud. I haven't seen him like this before. Simon is almost as always serious, sometimes too serious for his own good, but this time it's different. This is only natural considering all that has happened. Unlike me, he also spent several days alone in the forest before coming here. Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought for a moment. We were still to decide on what to do from this point on. Yes. There's a moment of silence. Simon, we should do something about the others. Others? Leon and Aiken, and... Oh, right. His expression clouds over once again. We should at least pay our respects. Later we find ourselves in the clearing outside the forest, not far from the lake. It is a small, peaceful clearing, just like the rest of the forest. This place feels so tranquil. I hope Simon and finding 3 medium-sized smooth rocks that we set up in a line among the wildflowers as a sort of memorial for our fallen comrades. Simon stands up, judging our work. I don't feel good about leaving their bodies up there. I feel down in another corner of the clearing and pull up one of my small daggers from the belt. For a moment, I just stare blankly at the metal of the drawn blade, lost in thought. Still, I'm surprised. At what, my lady? That they would send a Templar of the Blue Rose to be my escort. It is an honor. These mountains are treacherous. Besides, oh, wait. I am so sorry about that, guys. I could not hold it back. These mountains are treacherous. Besides, your life is very valuable. It is obvious that they would send their best to protect you. Oh, their best, huh? What is it? Oh, nothing. It is rude of me. Rude. You don't have to hold back. We are all here for you, after all. That's true. It's just that this job isn't new to me. Being an ambassador is all about politics, and politics is all about show. I was just thinking about this escort of Templars. Well, it's all an attempt to impress our council because you're all... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said too much. I see what she's getting at. It's because we are all so young, from Simon, the leader of the mission, to me, who is not only young, but also something of the rarest female Templar. Don't worry about it. We are, after all, Templars of the Blue Rose. You can trust in our skill. Yes, I know. Politics is not much in use in combat, after all. If only I were able to protect myself, then all this would not be necessary every time. You want to fight? No, it's just I don't want to be so dependent on others. Ado's expression has changed during our little exchange, as if it's softened just a bit. It feels as if I just got a small glimpse of another hiccup, sight of her behind our formal and calculated facade. You don't seem happy to be here. Huh? Oh, is that obvious? She says with a weary smile. Well, it's not like I wanted to do this. The last sentence is said in such a low voice I almost didn't hear it. It felt bitter. I don't know why I'm even saying such a strange things to you. I guess it's because you look so gullible. Gullible? Yes, it makes me feel like I say anything to you without consequence. Somehow it doesn't sound like a compliment. I furrow my brows. Did I get the wrong impression of her after all? But that's why we're here. You don't want to be here, right? We don't have to worry. I'll protect you. She looks at me for a moment as if trying to read my intentions, and her smile softens again. Yes, I know. I guess I would depend on you this one time then. Bring me home, Lena. The punch of the point of the knife through the soft soil and place the flower next to it. Then I get back on my feet and let them slip on my memento. The ambassador? Yes. Oh, yes, that is a problem. We need to figure out what to do about the loss of Lady Adele. She seems so young, too, so regrettable. Lena, don't let this bring you down. This is still a long road ahead of us. In many ways, you can't let this cloud your judgment. No task ahead of us. Yes, I have to keep fighting. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.